Stephen Speak, the podcast about everything and nothing. Don't forget to subscribe.
Hello, welcome to Stephen Speak. Forgive the audio quality if it is a massive decline, but I'm on the road today, so I'm recording this in a hotel room. I'm away on a course for work, and this is where I am. And I've actually just realised I'm not muted to my phone, and I don't know where it is, so forgive me if it goes off. You know what this show's like by now. Yes, and because I'm away, I thought it might be good to talk about work, like being away from home, really, for work and such things, because over my career, I've done it quite a lot, and it's exciting, but the novelty wears off, let's say. So, bit of context, where I am at the moment, down in Chippenham, which is, I live in a little town, and just, it's in I would presume it's in the Cotswolds. Is it classed as the Cotswolds? I would presume it is. And, I'm down here because of my work. I'm on a course, and, this is where the course is being run. That's a really obvious and stupid frigging thing to say. But yeah, this is because the place where I've come, it's the only place that they do this course, Chippenham seems okay, to be honest. But for then any of you that don't know, I work on the railway, and to do the sorts of jobs that I've done on the railway, it requires quite a lot of training. The area of work that I've done predominantly in my career is in operations, which means that I react to things in general. So my job would be to make sure that the trains keep going. So when there is a problem, that things keep going. And I was a signaller at one point as well, so I would signal the trains. So that requires a long training plan. And then when I moved into incident response and stuff, that's another long training plan. And there's lots of rules and things to go on. You have to be ongoing assessed, but a lot of the courses we go on are normally residential because they're so intense, and travelling back and forth would be derogatory to the actual course itself, because you'd be so knackered from travelling. But when I first travelling for work and stuff was brilliant, and when you're on a training course, it didn't really faze me too much. But I think I always had this probably glorified idea of what business travel would like. You see it on TV when you're a kid and on films and stuff. You think, oh my god, it'd be so great to be like a jet setter, businessman in a suit, or smart casual. Suits are still worn. I think they're being phased out. People are a bit more casual at work now. No, I certainly am. The reason is because I'm too fat for any of my suits, to be honest, at the moment. I still need to start my diet. That's another. I'm not even going to start on that. Anyway, but I had that kind of romantic idea of you're a businessman, you're a high flyer, you go to these hotel rooms and you're away from home, and you do your high flying business meeting, then you're back to the hotel, and everything's la-di-da, and it's an all round brilliant experience. But I think when you do it regularly, it loses its shine a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I'm quite lucky that I always normally get put up in really nice hotels. I have had a couple of dodgy ones, but nothing that's been you can't stay. Nothing that would be I can't physically stay in this room or in this hotel. So I'm quite lucky that my company does look after me, and they do make sure that they're using appropriate hotels. But I think the biggest time when the kind of disillusionment struck was going on training courses that I have done in the past to learn things is one thing. But when I became a manager, I was going on managerial training courses, but then you still have a day job to do. So in my previous roles, the job that I was doing, I couldn't do it when I wasn't at the place. So you can't signal a train unless you're in the signal box. You can't respond to an incident unless you're on duty. But when I became a signaller, when I became a manager, unfortunately, you kind of never really off duty. So I'd go into these courses, I'd be away from my normal day job, which was super busy, and I'd be like, oh God, like, I've got to still do stuff while I'm here, as well as learn. And that wasn't even the biggest thing, really, for me, that started putting the whole dampener on going away. It was probably Sarah. I know that sounds so cliched, but I actually like my wife. Like, I don't want to be away from her. I want to spend time with her. And, going to these hotels and that were fundamentally stopping me seeing her. And yeah, that's that's kind of what did it for me, because I didn't want to be away from her. And we were going through some stuff, and I think I'm going to do an episode about this subject as well. That I think some of these courses coincided when we were starting, like, we were planning the wedding and stuff. We were also looking at starting IVF. We've been trying for a baby for a while and have been, unfortunately, unsuccessful in our attempts so far. And I remember one specific course that I was going on, and I'm quite a positive person. I love going on courses, love learning, and I was just not into it at all. And I remember saying to I was kind of like just very, let's just get through this, let's just get home, kind of negative and on the down really about it all. And I didn't really want to be like that. And that's not me as a person. I like to be quite happy. I think I would hope most people would say that I'm quite an upbeat person, try and put a positive on things, have a bit of a laugh, and but obviously do my job at the same time. But I kind of went into that course quite negatively, and I even quite openly announced it to the person taking the course that I didn't really want to be there, didn't really know what the course was about. It was like a guinea pig course as well, so it was a new version of the course, and we were going to be guinea pigs. So I thought, well, how much value is it going to give to me, because it's probably going to be changed at some point, so that it's not going to be the same course that I do. And yeah, so I was quite a negative Nelly about it all, and ironically, it was one of the best courses I've ever done. So that just goes to show, doesn't it? Like, don't go in with that mindset, which I very rarely would do, but on that occasion. But I think it was everything that was going on, like the whole thing, being with someone I love, in a really good place with my relationship, not really want to leave home. Sarah wasn't very well at the time as well, and we wanted a baby, and there was these appointments, we didn't know when they were going to be, and would I have to shoot back to, take her to her appointment, or would she be okay? She wasn't 100% at the time, and yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I think the romanticised vision in my brain from being like a teenager of like, I'd love to be a businessman travelling the world and blah blah blah. Not that I've ever done that anyway. Travel Britain. Yeah, kind of put a bit of a dampener on things. But I'm away this week, and even though I didn't want to still leave Sarah, like it's it's nice to, it's something I want to do. I'm with my new team. I've just been promoted. Kind of, is it a promotion? Kind of a promotion. It is a promotion, I suppose. So I was seconded for 6 months, and I've just started a new position with a new team, and we're going on a course, and so it's going to be something out of my comfort zone as well, which is kind of a challenge. So it's nice when you want to do something as well. So even though I don't want to be away from Sarah and my lovely dog Bert, I'm here, and I'm happy, and the hotel's nice, and here I am talking to you, lovely people, about it. But I think that when you're away from home, you try and like make the best of it. So hopefully you're on the course with good people that you can interact with as well. That's always good, if you know them. And when I was on my signaling course years and years ago, 2004 now, and it's a long course. Anyone that joins the railway and wants to be a signet, I think for me it was 13 weeks in total. So it was a long time to be away. So travelling down on the Sunday, returning home on the Friday, pretty much a day to get your washing sorted and see people and back down. And I went to London, so I travelled from the northwest to London, and the course was technically in Essex. It was in a place near a place called Ilford, and the hotel we were staying at wasn't even anywhere near there. It was a taxi ride or a bus ride. But you get used to it, and we had the best time on the course. We had brilliant people on the course, and Sarah always laughs at me because I always tell stories from when I was on that course, and I always say it's either she always thinks it's a bit like the old American Pie thing. This one time at band camp, she always says, "Oh, this one time at Sigling School, or this one time at Mom's school," and a mom is a mobile operations manager, because that's another job that I've had, and which was like an 8-week course in Leeds. So if something comes on the telly about Leeds, I'll be, "Oh, Leeds, I have been there," and she'll be like, "Oh, was when you were on your mom's course?" So it was a bit of a standing joke in our house. But it's because I was there for so long and we had so much fun and we learnt so much, and it was the start of my new career, so joining Network Rail, being a signaller, and like a new path on my rail journey. So I got quite used to packing efficiently for travelling, because obviously when I was down going to London, like using the underground and the overground, and you don't want to be hauling loads of stuff with you. You need enough clothes for like a week. I always follow my mum's advice and pack extra underwear just in case. And it's quite tricky to make sure that you're packing as light as possible, but you've still got all your stuff with you. And we had to take rule books and stuff with us as well, so they're heavy. There's a lot of rule books when you're learning stuff on the railway, so they all had to be brought down with us. And it was quite a, for me being like, I think I was like, how old was I at the time? 20 I was, yes, 20. So it was a bit of an adventure, so I kind of enjoyed it. Like, I didn't think I'd like London, but I got used to travelling on the underground. The first, like, I remember I've been in London with my parents and stuff, but I remember travelling across the underground on my own with all my luggage. It was quite daunting, but after weeks and weeks of it, I was a pro. I was an absolute pro, and I talk about the underground on one of my extra speaks a couple of months ago. About how people are they just know where they're going and they just go, and it's quite an experience to go in the London Underground, especially at busy times. It's quite amazing, scary almost, really, if you don't know. You're not used to that, or you maybe got big anxiety, and it definitely gave me a bit of anxiety, I think, travelling across London. When I was 20 with luggage, I was very, very fearful that I was going to have my pockets picked or someone was going to nick me luggage, basically. But anyway, hotels. You come away and you're on a business trip. What do you need from a hotel? Well, as I've said, you want it to be like kind of a home from home. So I always like the rooms to be spacious enough that you've got enough stuff. You can move around easy enough. Like I do like to unpack my bag when I go away. Like, especially on maybe not on holiday sometimes, but especially if I go away on like a trip like I am at the moment. So this hotel has lost a mark because it doesn't have a set of drawers. So I love to put my underwear and my t-shirts and stuff like that in drawers. I love to hang my trousers up and my shirts up. So it makes me feel like I'm at home. Apart from I don't have wardrobes at home because we haven't got any at the moment. But that's another story. But it makes me feel like I've settled in. It makes me feel like that's my space. And I like to keep things tidy. I like to set my technology up, plug all where I'm going to charge my phone up. And obviously in this one, I've set up my computer to talk to you guys. And that kind of makes me feel like this is my space. If it's only going to be like overnight, I wouldn't do that because I probably wouldn't have a suitcase and stuff with me. I might just pack a t-shirt, a pair of trousers, and a bag or something. But as I'm here for like 5 nights, I've got a little flight case with me, like a cabin-sized suitcase. Well, that's what I like to do. I like to make sure that I've got everything. But the facilities for me in a hotel are the hotels. I love a hotel with a swimming pool. I don't necessarily like swimming. I'm not very good at swimming, let's say. I do like swimming, but I'm not very good at it. But I love a hotel that's got a little pool or something, especially if it's quite private and it's not well used, because I like a bit of privacy. A little gym's good, because normally when I go away, even though I don't do it at home, I normally try and go to the gym. So I always bring like a pair of shorts with me. Even if I just go on an exercise bike for half an hour, I feel like I've done something. I'm away from home and I've exercised, damn it. And it's a good way of passing the time, because you have a lot of downtime when you're away, because you haven't got your stuff with you. So, this time I brought my personal laptop, which I would never normally do. Normally bring maybe a tablet or just my phone. But because obviously recording this, I've got to bring my laptop. So for me, when I go away for any time, the gym is like fills that gap in, as well as exploring where I am. So if it's a new place, I'll go in and explore when I'm not working and see what there is in the local area. And normally go and explore coffee shops. I'm not gonna lie, bit of a caffeine freak, as you may have heard me say. But yeah, so I do like a little gym, a little restaurant with a reasonable amount of options, because if you're staying somewhere for a week, you get a lot of these hotels and they maybe have like 4 main meals, 5 main meals, a couple of starters and a few desserts. And if you're staying somewhere for like a week or two, or you're going back periodically, you normally go through the menu pretty quickly. And there's always a burger on the menu, there's always normally like fish and chips on the menu, and then you get some sort of salad, sometimes a pasta dish, and normally some sort of curry, so either like a Thai curry or an Indian curry. That's my experience anyway. So they're trying to cover like some world foods as well as the standard burger and British fish and chips. And yeah, it always makes me laugh, these hotels. I especially experienced that during the signaling course I was on years ago. We managed to get through the menu probably I think in 2 weeks, and then we were just experimenting and just ordering like starters as mains, like can I have 3 starters as a main and stuff like this. And I put a lot of weight on in that course because it was not very healthy food, and I was having a pint with my meal and pint after the meal, and eating a full English breakfast every day, and then we were having like a buffet lunch at the course. So yeah, it was a bad time for me. That was. I literally about halfway through the course had to pretty much buy new clothes because I'd packed stuff and realised it wasn't fitting me well. Which is the situation I'm in at the moment, really. Again, need to lose weight. Note to self. Yes, but I think they're the main things, really. A hotel. I'm never that bothered about the hotel bar, to be honest, because I don't drink as much as I used to, and I would prefer to have a coffee, if I'm honest, because, well, or a cup of tea. So as soon as I finish this, I'm gonna whack the kettle on and have a brew, and I'm gonna watch the Eagles game because it's currently on. It actually started like over 2 hours ago, so I'm very, very late putting this up. I'm very sorry. And I'm gonna watch that and have a brew, and I've bought a cookie from the restaurant, which I'm gonna eat with that. Yeah, so that's but the hotel I would prefer, for me, I would prefer a nice clean room than facilities. So if it was a thing about having that comfortable room with the drawers and the wardrobe space and that the nice comfy bed, and then I would prefer that than a swimming pool or gym facilities, or even a well menued restaurant. I don't mind a burger every night. I'm a very man of simple tastes. And then you've got the where your hotel room is. What sort of hotel is it? Is it like a complex? Is it a tower? And then where's the best place to be in a hotel? I must admit, I love going up to the top floor of a hotel. I love being the penthouse suites. Because I always find generally they seem to put people up there out the way that like quiet. So that's my experience anyway. I would feel like the top floor is reserved for like people that like the quiet. And usually you get, excuse me, a massive yawn there. I apologise. I've been travelling a long time today. Hashtag no edit. Yeah, so I like to go to the top floor of somewhere because you get the best views as well. So if you are staying somewhere that's reasonably nice, even in a city, it's nice just to see what's going on. As long as the hotels wash the windows, because you find that a lot of hotels, the windows are filthy. Yeah, so I just like to have a view and be quiet. I hate it when you get to a hotel and there's people in and out and you hear doors slamming, because a lot of these, well, I think most hotels, they're like, the hotel rooms are like fire doors, and they have auto close. The little thing you see at the top of the little spring thing that pulls the door shut. I think they all have to have that by law. So you get people that I always, like, when I go out my door, I always wait till it's shut and so it doesn't make a massive bang. A lot of people just let the doors bang, and then if there's doors down the corridor, they let them bang. And I've been quite lucky on courses and stuff, and business trips and things like, if you can call it a business trip. That I've not really had many major problems with noisy people, so I've been quite lucky in that respect. But there was one trip that I had, and there was, I don't know, it was like a stag do or a hen do or something, midweek as well, and they were just so loud, running up and down the corridor, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they go quiet for a bit, and then they put music on, and in the end I had to phone down. It was like 4:30 in the morning, and I'd been in and out of sleep. They kept waking me up every so often, and I had to phone down to listen. Like, I've been listening to them for like 3 hours on and off. Like, can you just send someone up just to tell them to, like, knock it on their head kind of thing. It is now 4:30, and but I wouldn't normally like piss on someone's parade like that. But a lot of these hotel rooms don't have very thick walls, so if someone is being an arse like that, then you're gonna hear everything. And so I like to be up above, and also depends on the layout of the hotel. Sometimes you get more than one connecting room, and I like to see if I can get like the end of the row or something like that. So I'm either next to a broom cupboard, if it's the best. If you can get like a corner plot next to a broom cupboard, or a set of stairs or something like that, because firstly, very rarely people use the stairs to the top floor, so you're never going to get that slamming door. The staff of the hotel are generally quite respectful because they won't slam the door to a store cupboard, and plus then you've got no neighbours, have you? If you've only got the person maybe across the hall from you, and that's the best, because then it means that you can be maybe a little bit louder than you would normally be, because you know you've not got anyone next to you, and yeah, it's just nice. I just like that. Currently at this hotel, I've been placed on the ground floor. It's like a weird. There's like an old building, and then they've had a new build added onto the pack with a courtyard. It's a quite nice hotel. And I'm on a ground floor in the new build. It's like a disability, like disabled, like accessibility one. I don't know why they put me in this one. I think the hotel's quite fully booked, so maybe that's why. But I think I might say tomorrow, like, I don't mind moving if there's another spare room, because I feel like this should be utilised for someone that actually needs it. So I may say to them tomorrow if there's a non-accessibility room that I can have, and then they've got this one spare for anyone that does need it. I feel like that's the nice thing to do as well. But yeah, I think getting like a corner plot, and I don't mind the ground. I'm by the car park, which concerns me somewhat. The window that I've got to my room is literally straight onto the car park, so I'm thinking, am I going to get slamming doors? Can I hear the road and stuff like that? But it seems quite okay. I mean, I'm recording this and we haven't really. Oh, I can't hear any disturbances. I am listening to myself talking, but hopefully we're okay. I'll let you know in the next Steven Speak what happens. Hotel checkup. Yeah, and the last thing is the staff of the hotel. I mean, it's like anything. The staff make all the difference, don't they? If you're away and you're feeling a bit blue because you're away from home, you want a bit of personality from the staff. You want them to be friendly, welcoming. And the staff at this hotel have been lovely so far. I was talking to the barman for a while earlier, and he was a nice chap. But I've been to hotels where you are just a number. You check in and that's it, and you're away, and they don't really. Because they know sometimes you're a corporate person as well. They know I don't know, maybe they think they're not going to get any extra out of you because it's all on the tab for the company, and that's not how my company works. The hotel room's in, and I'm allowed breakfast and an evening meal, and it's not unlimited. There's a cap on it, obviously. But I do get that feeling sometimes when I've stayed at hotels, like, oh, you work for the company and you've got this allowance and blah, blah, blah. And I feel like the customer service maybe slips sometimes, which is a shame, really, because it's I don't know, it's just, that's the thing that should never slip, really. Like, customer service is a massive thing for me. And I used to work in customer service, and it takes nothing to just welcome someone and things like that. And I have been quite lucky. A lot of the hotels I've stayed in I've had really attentive, lovely people working for them, but it has had times where I've been somewhere and like maybe I had to complain about a room once, in a hotel, and they just were not bothered. And they kind of, I think she actually said something about, well, it's Network Rail paying for it. Kind of like, why does it matter that your room's not to standard? Because it's Network Rail. And like, when I say my room wasn't to standard, like, there was things broken in the room, but there was like a massive, like, basically like, what do you call it? Like mould on the walls. It was like an old part of the hotel. They were having the hotel refurbished, and it was quite kind of shabby, but they had a little new bit, and they put me in the arse end of this bloody hotel. And I walked in, the furniture was lovely. It was like really antique furniture, but the room, like, there was paint peeling off the walls. The toilet wouldn't flush properly. It didn't look like they cleaned the place from the last person there. They put the weird cups. They always put like the cups that have got little bags over them in the bathroom. One of the bags was open. One of the cups was in the sink. I was just like, oh my god, has this even been cleaned since the last person? And then I went into the main room, and it was kind of like a really lovely room. It was very large, all this old furniture, and the bed was super comfy. But I sat on the bed and I looked up, and there was just mould, like big rings of mould on the ceiling. And I was like, I cannot sleep with that over my head. So I just dawdled back down to the reception, and I literally had to say to them, can I change rooms? Are there any other rooms? And they're like, yeah, if you want to. And I was like, I think I would like to. And it was like the worst thing I could have done to her. She was just like, between every like button press on the computer to alter my room. And when I altered, it was like a very similar room, and with a bit of paint peeling off. It was obviously a bit worn down, but it was a lot cleaner, and it was a nice room, and with a better view as well. I think that was Coventry. It was I don't know what hotel brand it was, but I mean they were doing it up, and they were it's one of the things. But I just felt like that side of the hotel shouldn't really been in use. But I love just chatting to people in hotels and stuff, and I always try and build a rapport with the staff as well, because at the end of the day they're serving you, they're providing a service, but it doesn't take too much for you to be nice to the staff. And I always introduce myself, and I always tell them why I'm there, and I'm here for a few nights, just so they know. And if you do stay anywhere for a few nights, the staff quickly get used to you, and they'll normally get used to what you order. And that's like a nice personal touch. And again, that makes you feel like you're welcome, and it's not too bad then that you're away from home. And for me, like, I would say I'm disillusioned with the whole thing, but I still do enjoy coming away on these trips, because for me it's the travelling. I love going somewhere new. I love travelling, seeing things. Like we were on the train today, and I just looked out the window, and we went past an orchard, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. All I could think about was, I wish Sarah could see this. This is amazing. Look at that orchard. How amazing is that? And it was just so pretty, the way the sun was catching it, and I don't know. I don't know if it was someone's garden. I couldn't see any houses or anything, so it was just a wild orchard. Apple trees, and I think there was a pear tree. It was just lovely, and I love little things like that when you're travelling. Things you would never normally see. New things to see as well. Like I always think to myself, where is that? Could I get there in a car? And that part of it is really nice. And obviously getting to the hotel and seeing what the hotel's like, and just seeing the local area. I've already picked out a coffee shop that I'm going to visit, which isn't that far away. Yeah, so I've already picked out a coffee shop, and I'm going to hopefully visit that tomorrow. But yeah, if maybe you travel a lot. I've got a friend who does travel around the world even a lot, and I know he said to me that it's not as glamorous as it seems, and I think he's just kind of pissed off about it now. But it's his job, and he has to do it. And but let me know if you still get a kick out of it. Do you live this like jet set lifestyle? Are you a business person? Do you live that lifestyle? How do you overcome it? Do you do fists with your toes when you get into the room? If you know that reference, well done. Yeah, how do you overcome these things? Do you agree with what I'm saying? Is the room placement a big thing for you? Is this the same thing what you've experienced? Let me know. Just message me on my social medias, DM me. comment on my posters, on my pictures, and yeah, thanks very much for listening. And I hope I pass this course. I'll speak to you very soon. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, speak to you soon.
You've been listening to Stephen Speak Podcast. I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button.